Hello, just Gem here and welcome, or indeed welcome back to my channel. I was very kindly gifted the November edition of the Beauty Moon Cosmetics subscription box, and this one, because it's sort of dropping in November, it's the festive edition. So this is the leaflet that came inside the box, Winterveil. I'm going to refer to this as the blue edition because the box before this was the purple edition, and then the one before that was the pink edition, and this is called, it's got Winterveil on it, but I'm going to call it the blue edition. It's a 3 monthly subscription box. It's £30 a time, and each time you get that box it's going to have contents that's at least worth double that. In this instance you'd pay £30 and the total value is going to be £63.50. I'll go through the items that come in the box. First off, you've got the Beauty Moon Cosmetics setting powder there, and this is called Snow Days. I'm trying to angle it in a way that doesn't blind you. There we go. So Snow Days, and it's got the sticker on the bottom there that tells you what the shade name is. So I've never used a fully white powder before, so I'm very intrigued about this, and I'm wondering how this is going to work on my skin tone. And it does come with this very cute little powder puff in there, which I'm nervous to use because I'm afraid to get it messy, but you know, you've got to try it, so I will be using that. The retail price for this setting powder is £10, and it's a matte translucent powder. We also have a cream eyeshadow inside called Glacial, and this came in a really nice, I don't know if you'd be able to see that, but it's like a really nice black glittery packaging, just like a subtle glitter. I just thought that was a nice touch. It's got Glacial on the bottom here on the box, and then it's also got Glacial on the bottom of the cream powder. I said cream powder, cream eyeshadow. And that's what it looks like on the inside there. That retails for £8. Then we have a chrome liquid eyeliner, and I quite like the component for this. So that's what that looks like, and it does have Beauty Moon Cosmetics across there. You can't see that very clearly on the camera, but I can see it in person here. And this is it's a bluey, purpley liner. And it's quite a fine nib there, so I think you'll be able to get some good detail on that. So I'm going to give that a go. I'm not the best at eyeliner, but I'm going to give it a try. And the RRP for this is £9.50. Then there's a shimmer lipstick, and this is £12. I'm excited about this. So I have swatched everything in here already just to sort of see what it looks like. So this is... it's sheer and you can build it up. I'd have to wear this with a lip liner. I probably will demo it so you can see what it looks like without a lip liner, but this is probably something I would wear with a lip liner. But I do like the colour. You know, with the right lip liner, I think this is going to look really good. And then the star of the show, and I think this is the only item that was spoiled for me. I managed to avoid all the spoilers. I was trying to do it deliberately so I could be nicely surprised when it arrived in the post. And that's what the palette looks like. That's very washed out, so we'll turn that off. But that's the palette there. So it's a lovely icy blue wintry colour story. I'm going to start by putting these on my eyelids. Should I do one look on each eye? Ooh, I don't know. I've zoomed you in for the eye look, and I suspect Snowdrift is probably going to be a shade I'm going to want to use as a matte in a corner. So I think I'm going to use these two mattes here, and they are Northlight and Silent Night. So let's start with getting right in there with Northlight, and this is my Zoeva 227. I don't know if I will do a matte in a corner because Snow Glow looks like it would be a very nice sparkly inner corner. So blending it around the edges and sort of packing a bit more in the crease there. A little bit of kick up in the pan, nothing too major. Using my brushes, which I'm surprised haven't grown legs and wandered off, they're that filthy. I'm at the point now where I'm considering buying new brushes because I just can't seem to get around to washing what I've got. Silent Night, that deep blue, and I'm packing that on the corner there. And sort of blending in, coming in a little bit, just getting a blend. Okay, let's get these up to speed. Are those even? I think so. I think so. I've been debating how to utilise this cream shadow, and I don't want to balls up this look by putting it on and using the wrong application technique. I'm sure you just shove it on your eyeball, but I'm just going to stick to the palette today, I think, and I can maybe come back, or I can do another look at a different time. Should we use all the shimmers? Then the only shade I won't have used is Snowdrift. Yeah, okay, let's go in with Blizzard on the outside there. And what I can do also is report back and let you know how this behaves with a NYX glitter primer, but for now I'm not using anything, no kind of sticky base at all. Perhaps should have left a bit more space to put Winterveil, but it's okay. Ooh, that's nice. Yeah, that's very nice. And then I normally use a flat brush. This is a Refa number 2, and I'm just going into Winterveil, and I'll even out both sides there. Okay, so that's both lids up to speed. I think I'd quite like just Silent Night, just all through. I don't know, should I bring that in a bit more? Yeah, that's nice, I like that. I'm just going to go and apply some concealer so that we can try out this setting powder here. What I might do, should I do my pencil liner first? Yeah, let's line underneath first. Going back into Silent Night, and I've just got like a, what is this? This is an LO4 pencil type brush. And we're going to run that underneath. Take it right in. I can't remember if I mentioned before, but this Silent Night shade, it's quite dry, but very pigmented. And I've left a tiny gap in there. And I'm going to use my Zoeva 230, and I'm going to pick up North Light and just start from the inside and just use it to buff out that edge a little bit. Alright, let's try this setting powder out. Just to get right into the corner here, I've just got a nondescript, non-brand triangular puff. A little nervous about this, I'm not going to lie. That's perhaps a bit much. That's a lot. I mean, I'd definitely say that's blurred. When you focus, will you show? Yeah, so that's definitely blurred. I just don't know if that's going to leave a cast. That's the only thing. Definitely mattifying. But I hope you can see the difference and how much that's blurred and how much that's mattified in comparison to this side. Just nervous about any flashback, so I'll report back on that. And it might be that I just have to experiment with how much I use. See, already there I've put much less on the puff. There you can see how that's blurred things out. I don't know, I think we might be alright there. I think that's worked. I just can't bring myself to use that white powder puff, guys. I just can't do it. I'm not gonna lie, I do like the way the face is looking, how smooth that is. That looks good, guys. It's all gonna be in that potential flashback. That's the bit I'm nervous about now, but I can't lie, I do like how that's made my skin look. I'm gonna do the liner at last, I think. Let's put this lippy on. First go round, I am just gonna apply it on my lips and see what we're working with. Yeah, it's definitely gonna need a liner, isn't it? I'm just wondering what kind of liner. Do I want to go as deep as 89 Fine? I know I'm looking a little bit scary right now, but stay with me, guys, stay with me. And I would always use a liner with this, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like when you don't. I think I'm gonna experiment with this. I think this is too dark, which I suspected it might be. But I think maybe not warmer, but just not as dark. Maybe slightly warmer, because it's very cool tone. But I'm going to experiment with different liners with this lip because I do quite like it, but I don't know if that's the right liner. Should we try the liner now? I'm so nervous. I suck at doing liner, guys. I really do. So this is Polar. Let's turn to the side a little bit and get right in there. Quite a forgiving nib, I have to say. Okay, now let's go for the wing. I lost some of the footage of me doing my eyeliner. I got like a right error and I just checked and it's got some of me applying it but not all of it. But I have done both eyes. This one's better because I changed the angle that I applied it with and then the yellow just looks better. I think this would be best with like a darker look, so just maybe smoke out that blue and maybe use Blizzard. Is it Blizzard? Yeah, smoke out Silent Night with a bit of Blizzard, keep it super simple, and then I'd use this liner. I think this kind of works, but that's how I think I would use it going forward. I'm going to be so fast because I'm having major issues with my memory card and it's not writing if I do big chunks of filming, so maybe I'll pause every now and again. Lipstick, I do like it. I like the formula, I like the way it feels. This is not the right lip liner. I'm going to experiment and I will report back. Same with the powder. Love how it's blurred out and mattified my skin, but I want to know if there's going to be any flashback and I will report back on that. The liner, I was unsure how I'd feel about this, but it's actually easy to apply once you get the hang of it, and I suck at eyeliner. I don't think I'd use it with a look that's got as much going on as this. I'd probably keep it simple, maybe like a black smoky eye, and I think that this liner would go really well with that. I haven't used the cream shadow only because I don't tend to use cream shadows and I didn't want to mess things up, but I will experiment with this. Love the palette, love it, but then I'm a sucker for blue. It's one of my favourite colours and I think it's a lovely selection there across the board. Would I have perhaps put an even deeper blue in there? Probably, but that's just me. I love some depth, I love some depth. But all of these will work, and Snowdrift, I think I can use that on my lid. Yeah, I can use that on my lid, but I just wanted to keep it a bit darker today. Maybe I'll do something a bit more pastel-y using Snowdrift and Northlight and maybe just a touch of Silent Night. That might be my next look. All in all, fabulous box. I think Beauty Moon have knocked it out the park again. I cannot fault them at all. And I did finish off by using the mascara that was in the Purple Edition box, because that's one of my all-time favourite mascaras now. In case you are wondering how I finished off my face, I've got some NYX Buttermelt products on my cheeks. So the blush is Butter with Time and the highlight is You Butter Work. And I think that these go rather nicely together and just finish off that kind of icy look. I think blue eyeshadow with pink blush is quite a nice combination. And I'm sorry that I'm rushing, but my memory card is just wreaking havoc and I want to get this finished. As always, thank you for taking the time to watch. I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and I also hope to see you again in a video in the not too distant future. Take care. Bye!